Hello, everyone. My name is Todd Wall, and welcome to Communication Makeover, where we believe that intentional communication will lead to the breakthrough that you're looking for, both in your business and in your life. The problem we need to look at today is the fear, the core fear, I think, of virtually every communicator, and it's the fear of being invisible. What if the words that I'm saying are going out, but no, they're not connecting anywhere? They're not landing anywhere. It's as if no one can see me or can actually hear what I have to say. It's a fear of every communicator. On one hand, you don't want to be just wasting your words. The other hand is you're a communicator because you want to make a difference. You want to make that core difference with that message you have inside of you, but that fear of, oh, is it going anywhere? Let me bring on Deirdre really quick. Deirdre, we've got an exciting guest today, Larry Wilson with the Wilson Method. Tell me just a little bit about him.
That's right. Can't wait to speak with Larry. He's a top tier communications trainer. This is a professional who was an Emmy nominated producer and performer. And get this, he was in 2017 Comedy Magician of the Year. So he's taken his long history in show business and has created the Wilson Method. I can't wait
Oh,
to dive in.
me either, and especially if it solves this problem of feeling invisible. I'm really looking forward to what you uncover in this spotlight. So I'm not going to waste any time. You ready, Deirdre? Here we go.
I'm ready. Hello, Larry. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. Thank you for having me.
Oh, well, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. And we just lined up sharing how you've had this long history, an interesting history, and you took everything in show business and you've made this powerful training system. So, before we dive into the components of the Wilson method, maybe you could just share how did your work in show business and being a magician lead you into what you're doing?
Very logical question. I want to preface this by saying you make me sound so much smarter than I really am. Um, but what happened was I was working with the biggest stars in show business in the world. And I began to realize that they all got everything they wanted. And it wasn't because of talent, it wasn't because of beauty or sexiness or anything like that. I started to realize it was their communication technique. And uh, some of them were not aware of what they were doing. Some of them were working strictly on instinct. So I would sort of model what they were doing. But others were very conscious. And if I said, hey, what was that thing you did? Blah, blah, blah. They could break it down and go, oh, that's very simple. That's this. And I was amazed at how generous they all were to share this stuff. But sometimes I refer to Wilson Method as Hollywood's best kept communication secrets because I had access to these people. And if I didn't, I would never learn this stuff. What Wilson Method really is, it's the distillation of my life's work. And the most important thing I want to get out front, right in front, is it's all about technique, which is fantastic news because if it involved talent, I don't know how to make people talented. I don't know how to teach anyone. I don't know how to do that. But technique is duplicatable, it's replicatable. Technique is, it's like hitting a golf ball or cooking an omelet or changing the oil in a car. Anything like this, you just get an expert to show you how to do it, and then you practice. And the more you practice, you get better and better at it, you know?
So
Um,
let's talk about you talked about seeing some people the top talent. It was easy for some to explain and some just did it naturally. As you were watching, what technique stood out the most for you?
well, uh, to make it easier to digest here, uh, when I'm presenting Wilson Method, there's a number of different ways that I train people. I have a podcast that may be the easiest and completely inexpensive way to train with me. It's called How to Talk to Humans. And it's available, of course, wherever podcasts are harvested. Um, but then I train people online, and the most intensive version of what I do is in a 2-day boot camp. But I limit that to just 10 students, and it's much more expensive. It's very intensive.
It's
But
immersive.
in all these things, I'm sorry, Deirdre.
It sounds like it's immersive, the program that
It's
you have.
it's it's the 2-day boot camp is very immersive. But I finally was able to put together some online training, and I have a 5-day challenge coming up um, that I'm hoping to be able to do every month. And that's suddenly much more accessible for anyone who's interested because you can do it at your own time and your own speed. But the reason I mention these three different formats is because all the elements of Wilson Method are very simple. And I'm always suspicious of people who present programs that are complicated and Byzantine. That should set off an alarm bell because if it's something that's really valuable, it you should be able to do it and it should work. That's just the three criteria I'm looking for. In Wilson Method, sometimes I refer to three C's, which are to connect, convey, and create. And I'm saying that I want you to learn to connect with people before you've said a word so that you can convey your message, whatever that may be, and create authentic bonds that last a lifetime. I should point out, it's funny. I am, I, I have this dual personality. I continue to perform as Larry Wilson, comedy magician.
Oh,
Uh,
you do?
oh yeah, I'm, I'm working way too much now, doing both these things simultaneously. I think that may be part of what inspired me to get the online training for Wilson Method, because now I can do training online during the day. I just got back from Detroit. Um, uh, sorry, I missed that. I was in Detroit, then I was in San Francisco, um, and I'm going out. It's frantic to Tempe, Arizona, and to Tacoma, Washington. So I'm constantly traveling. But this way, during the day, when I'm sitting around in hotel rooms, I'm able to take advantage of this wild internet thing and get things done. Um, so, when I say I bring this up because it's paradoxical being comedy magician of the year that Wilson method does not employ tricks.
Ah,
There, I I'm sure that's very appealing, and some people are always looking for hacks. Here I'm going to learn this hack. Really successful communication is not about tricks or hacks. It's about authentic connections with people. And
connect,
that's why
convey, create.
absolutely connect, convey, create. I want you to learn to connect before you've said a word because there's so much information that is uh, semiotic. That is, it's information that we signal without speaking. And sometimes people think, oh, you mean body language? Well, that's a part of it. But there's so much more. I did this gesture here because facial affect, it's like the air is thick with semiotic information that we're transmitting.
There's so much
Sometimes we
that
put,
comes from the face. Larry, I agree. We are signaling within a tenth to 1/25th of a second with micro expressions.
Oh my God, so much. And even more so, we have the challenge. Obviously, I think the most powerful communication is when we're face to face. But in this day and age, we can't always do that. So we have what you and I are doing right here online, but it adds sometimes more stumbling blocks for us. The most obvious that you see all the time is the inability of many people to maintain eye contact with the camera. And I, you know, I'm so delighted to be here with you and Todd. I feel like we could go on for days and days, but I'm
Yes.
trying to reduce some things to a little more manageable things. Uh,
Well, Larry,
you know,
let's just take a
yeah,
pause. We're going to bring you back for the next segment. So hang on and we'll be right back.
fantastic.
Deirdre, this is going to get exciting. This is right in our wheelhouse because I love that he said it's technique that
That's
really
right. No,
matters.
no tricks.
No tricks, and he
Mm,
said for connection, it's also he said even before you say a word, it's building that connection even before that. 90% of our communication is nonverbal. So I'm really excited to get into the next segment. And as we start getting tactical, or as he says, into the technique, so that we can teach people more of this beautiful Wilson method. So, all right, everybody, we will be right back. Stick with us, and we'll see you right after the break.